Why am I here? I was like, I don't belong. I almost had a panic attack.
Beep.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Awkward Tea Party. We are back. It feels like we've taken a break. We've just been busy. It's with a whole bunch of other things, and we're doing this a little old school. It is not live streamed. So those of you guys who missed me on Twitch, I know it's been a while as well, but welcome back. So this is the podcast where Max and I get to talk about whatever we want: pop culture, work, life, and things. And right now, we're going to be talking about Max's visit here to LA. It was
a visit so busy we didn't even get to record an episode of Awkward Tea Party.
Usually we spend at least one day to film a podcast, and we didn't even have time for that. We were just exhausted. On the off days, we just tried to rest, if we can call it rest. And then I think it was kind of a last minute trip because the original intent was September, but you decided to go for June instead, because I usually do a summer trip, but it's just been
stuff like if you're not coming here, I am.
Because I was looking at my calendar last year. I think we're at Red Bank or something.
I was looking at my my Google photos and like all my Facebook memories and stuff. It's like, oh, you were here last year. I was like, thanks for reminding me.
So what made what was the decision point for you?
I missed you.
Why? What inspired you to miss me? So
Dead ass.
Ooh. Sorry, if you guys are watching this on YouTube, my place is a mess.
So is mine, but
she's hiding it better. I'm like, I'm all over the place because it's just, I'm tired and busy and doing all these things.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
We didn't get to rest until this weekend because when I got back, it's back to work for me. Yeah,
this weekend was the first weekend to kind of be a potato, and it was just nice to just relax.
Potatoing around with Lauren.
Yeah, it was wild. Not wild, but like wild because there's such a contrast from the past 3 weeks of like having to like you want to sleep in, but then like you're like, shit, I have rehearsal, or shit, there's a shoot. It was nice to be like, oh shit, I don't have to do anything.
Yeah, he's like, you wake up, you're like, oh, I got nothing.
Yeah, that's how I felt like on Saturday, like both mornings. Like I felt sus.
So snamming.
Yeah, so snamming. And then before Max even booked the trip, I was telling him straight up, like, this is the busy ass 3 weeks. We're not gonna have time to do like the fun touristy things that we normally do that when you're here. So it's like you're in the thick of a normal day with me here, because when you're here, it's usually like it's semi vacation for me, but mainly vacation for you, because it's like we're just going on doing things. And this one was like
and it wasn't a vacation for me either. I kept working.
So
I was like,
and then every week was something. We had a shoot. We had we had a lot of shoots. We had a performance. So, and then what was originally supposed to be like a 2-week trip became like 3 weeks because we convinced you to be part of a performance. So and then
I was joking.
And I was playing around with that idea, and I think I told Lauren about it, and I was like, yeah, let's do it. And I think I asked Brandon about it too. I was like, yeah, let's do it. And then it worked out. And how does it feel to be back performing? How get an opportunity to perform again, rehearse, and not so much easing it into it, because we're like, this is like
I mean like 15 years, like a 15-year gap is a long time. That's a whole high school sophomore. It felt weird. I think mostly I just felt tired because we all felt tired just existing there. But like I think closer to, because so my flight over to Los Angeles I was at the airport early because of who I am as a person, and
hell yeah.
and B, there was a slight delay because the plane got in late, and then another delay. Like we were already on the plane. I was like, oh, I'm a little delayed, but it should be right on target still, or like a couple minutes out or whatever. I was trying to update you the whole time because you were picking me up, and all of a sudden I'm on the plane, and then they're like, "There's something wrong with the engine. We all need to deplane."
Oh shit!
All our stuff. So they're like, it's like, do we bring our stuff? And the flight attendant was like, oh, let me ask. But before she can even pick up the phone to like ask the captain or whatever, she was like, and then we just hear an announcement, bring your stuff, just in case. I was like,
okay,
like take our stuff out of the overhead, from under the seats, everything. And I was like, I hate this so much. I hate this so much.
How long was the delay?
2 hours.
Oh shit.
Because I was supposed to be there at 1 a.m.
Oh yeah.
Well, Well, it was supposed to be midnight, and then my flight got adjusted like the day after or whatever. So it was gonna be like 1 a.m. ish almost, like 12:30-ish, 1 a.m. And then all of a sudden it was like, no, 2 hour delay. So 3 a.m.
Yeah, I think I remember that day. It was definitely a long day for me as well.
Yeah, because like you guys had
picking up, we had a rehearsal.
Rehearsals.
Oh yeah, that was a full day of rehearsal. We had
for the video rehearsal, and for the showcase.
And then was there anything after that?
You didn't have a gig.
Oh no, we didn't have a gig. Yeah, we went. Oh, we had dinner and it passed out right after.
Yeah, and I was because you weren't responding, so I was like, okay, he's asleep. Good. I was more than ready to take an Uber. Like if I had gotten my bag and you hadn't responded to me, like by then I was just gonna take an Uber.
Yeah, I was tired. Yeah, I was really worried about picking you up at 1 a.m. because of how exhausted I was from rehearsal. But because when I woke up, oh no, I remember you even saying that you're going to be there like by 3, and I'm like, okay, I'll be fine if I was on the leave by 2. Like, right, you landed around what time again?
3-ish, almost 3.
3-ish, yeah. And then
it was like 2:45 or something.
Yeah, and I remember waking up at like around 2:30. I'm like, oh shit. I think, and realizing that, that I was just not going to be by the time you to actually
to do the thing,
the usual way, thing. To greet you the usual way. Because, but I'm glad I got that nap because it was just driving exhausted. Anyone who's driven after a long day, you know how that is. But it was nice to pick you up, and traffic wasn't terrible
because it was 3 a.m.
But yeah, tell me your first thought of seeing the choreography you had to learn and then actually being in rehearsal, because we had already learned it at that point.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because you said, okay, so you were sending me like the footage like straight from your phone. It was the intro, it was like with music then counts, and then the closer again counts in with music, and you were like, just so you know, it's not mirrored. So I had to like go and mirror it on my phone.
Oh yeah, it wasn't mirrored yet. Yeah,
it wasn't mirrored, so I had to like mirror it. And I spent like an hour at the airport watching the choreo and like kind of like moving along to it. And then, we had to, and then I was like getting bored, and then the whole like fucking fuckery happened. And at that point I was like, okay, I'm gonna keep watching it. It was still on my phone. I had it both on my phone and on my laptop, but I put my laptop in my bag, which is in the overhead, and I didn't feel like taking it out, so I had it on my phone anyway. So I was watching it on my phone. I wasn't absorbing anything because I was just so stressed out.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's rough.
The whole thing. I was just like, oh, I can't do this. But I kept watching it anyway. Just, I don't know, maybe just to get
hopefully counts. Something will stick.
Yeah, just to get the counts maybe, and like the counts, barely any numbers in there. But like to get Brandon's voice counting.
Yeah.
And the music at the same time, because I already okay. So the mix that we used has already been in my workout playlist for months now.
Yeah.
So like I already know the song.
Yeah.
So like I was just trying to associate these with the music, and I'm just like, come on, brain. At some point, it's gonna have to be my body doing the work, but brain, work with me right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough trying to remember anything stressful.
Yeah.
When you're in a stressed state of mind with all that. Yeah.
I was just so stressed out. And like, I was watching the choreo, I was like, okay, this is doable. This is good. Then when we got to the closer, and I was like, what is this?
That's the harder stuff.
I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, keep watching that. What? Where did the claps go?
Oh yeah, that part. Yeah.
And it was also hard because like I couldn't exactly like get up and like try to do them because I was on a plane with like a bunch of sleeping people. I don't know how they were able to sleep from this. They were just tired, probably. They were stressed out, but they were tired. Oh, and there were like a bunch of like touring musicians on my flight that thought my bag was cool. And there was a guy sitting on the aisle seat in my row. There was no one in the middle seat. They were just talking about anime and shit. And all of a sudden the musicians were like, you guys look stressed out. I'm buying you guys a shot. So I bought us a shot. I bought a rosé for myself. Guy bought a whiskey for himself. And I was just like, hope I sleep. I didn't sleep. He slept. And then I just drank a lot of water after. But yeah, like it was stressful trying to learn it. I think I would have been stressed out trying to learn it on a plane, first of all, but like with the added stress of like the plane delay and everything, I was just like, this ain't it, dog. Like I'm gonna have to just try tomorrow.
Yeah.
But I think I had off like that following morning because I wasn't gonna go straight to work.
Yeah.
For my day job then. So I think I took a little bit of that day to like watch it again. And then you sent out like all of it. Yeah. And then I was just like, oh, I should pick a section. Oh
yeah. Aside from the intro and closer. Yeah. I mean, aside from that, tell me the feeling that you felt when you were in rehearsals.
It felt familiar, but I pretty sure you could tell, but I looked and felt scared for some reason. Like I was just like, God, if I fuck it up, I fuck it up for everybody. It was like partially scary for me because it hasn't been an environment that I've been in so long. Especially with you guys, with like the level of talent that's around me. Like I could be in rehearsal with like people that's like at my level, that's like fine, I can fuck around or whatever. But like with you guys, I think I felt intimidated because y'all good, and I'm like, and I'm like, why am I here? And it felt good like in the end because like everybody was like encouraging, supportive. Yeah, you were like, no, you got this. I was like, I do. And I was just like, yeah, and yeah, because like my main issue was just picking it up and like having my fucking body remember choreography and just having my body to remember dancing.
Yeah.
Period. Like moving like that, in a sense. Because like I can dance, but like I haven't danced like that in so long. And I'm like, body does not know what to do. Muscles.
Yeah, and I know I was pretty hard on you as well.
Well, you had to be. Yeah, or else I wasn't gonna get it. Yeah,
because Brandon blocked you in center, and I know he was trying to be like. I honestly thought he put a lot of pressure on you by putting you front center after 15 years of not dancing.
Yeah, Brandon.
So, but I was also like, I was hopefully not too hard.
No, it's fine. Okay. I mean, you had to be like, or else I wasn't gonna get it. It's like,
and also, the whole thing of like, oh, director's girlfriend being in front. Yeah, so I'm like, shit, I gotta deal with that precedent. Yeah.
Yeah, like if you're gonna be in front, then get your shit together.
Yeah, it doesn't help that director's girlfriend's already. There's
only two of us in there.
Yeah, yeah. So,
but you didn't block me in there.
That's true. That definitely would have been interpreted differently. What about
you to put me in the back?
Like what? Performance day, like what? How did you feel? Did you feel excited?
I felt Anxious, obviously, like, the whole pre-performance jitters, I guess.
Yeah.
At some point I felt like I was gonna throw up, but I felt that before performing, so I thought that was normal. So I was like, okay, I guess I'm back if I feel like I'm about to throw up.
That excitement.
But yeah, from like excitement, and also like I was nervous. So I was like, and then because like seeing the amount of numbers before we even get to us, and then after us.
God, there's a lot.
And then seeing who's performing before us, I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I'm like, what? I literally, I looked around. There was like one of the, I think the 2 performances before us. I was like sitting there looking around, and I'm like, why am I here? I was like, I don't belong. What the fuck?
So would you say you felt a little bit of imposter syndrome?
I went full imposter syndrome. I almost had a panic attack. It didn't help that I was drinking coffee, but I needed the coffee. I needed my go-go juice.
Ha.
I need my go-go juice because
go-go juice.
My go-go juice, so I can go.
Okay.
Yeah, because like we didn't have coffee. None of us brought I know the 3 of us split a very old packet of pre-workout.
Yeah, and usually like the 3 of us, meaning Max, me, and my other partner Lauren. Yeah. We normally are prepared with pre-workout
or
of all days
drinks or something.
We didn't have any of it, and we were just tired. And the thing is, the venue was pretty warm. Mark, I love you, but here's just some thoughts. Like the venue was warm and it was humid because, and it's not his fault. Like because his business partner, I think he owns the venue, and they decided to do something with it. And then unfortunately the venue doesn't have the greatest ventilation, and it did get very humid in there, and I personally, for me, it affected my energy. But nonetheless, it was a gorgeous space and a great show. A lot of great people that performed. The humidity and the heat was definitely one of the things that definitely affected my energy. In what do you call it? It didn't take away experience. It felt very raw in the sense of like the raw warehouse style. Just and yeah. So, but it
was still a fun time.
Yeah.
And then when you were telling everybody to get warmed up because we're about to go on, I'm like,
we're already warm.
I'm like, A, I'm already warm. B,
what was going through your mind? Like the second, like when we were on deck. Both when we were on deck, and then when the music came on.
When we were on deck, I thought about running away. That like intrusive thoughts, like, what if I just ran away right now? What if I just took an Uber?
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was like that like unlocked my fight or flight response, and I was about to choose flight.
Damn.
Like I was like, holy shit. I shouldn't be here. Why the fuck am I here? Why did I make that joke? Now they're taking it seriously. Why? Like I was having this like dialogue in my head, and I was just trying to like distract myself, like talking to Rosie and Kat and Jamie. I was just like, distract me, friends.
Yeah.
And then we got on, and then I had to take my spot like in the back before like I go to center for the song. And then Mark goes, "You ready, Max?" I was like, God damn it, don't call me out.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm like, damn. But it was cool. It's like, so for me, this has honestly been one of my bucket list items for the longest time, to have you perform with me. Because I always tease it. I'm pretty sure I've teased it on the podcast. So it was cool finally to be able to perform with you. But even better that I got to perform with you and Lauren and with Temper Tantrums. Like, whoa. Yeah, it's such a cool experience. And that I think that definitely my next bucket list experience would be dancing with Jordan if he ever goes on stage. If he ever shows interest in the theater of the dancing. Okay, what about good?
And no, I think we talked about this before. I think when we first started, when we were doing tech, like during tech or whatever, like we were running, we ran the piece, And then fucking Patricia was just like out in the corner, all of a sudden goes, Maxine, you dance. I was like, huh?
Oh yeah, Patricia being one of the former Vision Paradox interns.
Yeah, she was there. I was just like, yeah, because I'm pretty sure she asked once, because like I think you guys were talking about like some fan vid stuff, and then I was just kind of there, and then she goes, Max, do you dance? I was like, no.
Oh yeah.
And it was just true at that point. I wasn't. So no, I did not lie.
At that point in time, yeah.
That point in time, that was not a lie. But yeah. What were you gonna ask me?
Well, what about on shoot days? Like how'd that feel to be?
Oh, shoot days were fun. Oh, the talent.
When we were in the middle of all, you got to see, I think the director parts of me as outside of just here or hanging out.
Yeah.
You got to see me the rehearsal version, the behind the scene, the director version, and on set. I was like, oh my God, there's a lot.
Yeah.
That week was a whirlwind.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Like just getting to be a part of these things just kind of like felt really good. Felt fun. Can we do it again? I don't know.
What was that? You want to do it again?
Do it again? Maybe. I don't know.
I totally think you should do it again.
Do what again?
Yeah. Huh?
Do what again?
Perform.
Oh.
and dance with us. You liked it. How did it feel after you finished performing?
I mean, I almost passed out under the pool table, but no, it was cathartic. I almost cried.
Yeah.
It was emotional for me because it was like, it was something that I like to do.
Mm-hmm.
And like being away from it for that long and being thrown back into it.
Literally thrown back into
it. Just like, here you go. Yeah, like it was kind of like a whirlwind of like emotions for me because it was like A, I didn't feel like I did that hot, and B, like at least I did it.
Yeah.
And then but I was like, oh, but I did it. I didn't do that hot in front of all this talent, around all this talent. I was like, did I just embarrass myself in front of all these people? I went through that whole thing in my head in a millisecond.
Yeah, I need to upload that footage. Did you I know you told me some of the people that you danced, like what did they say that you performed about your performing?
I mean, they were happy for me because like, like the ones that actually like the real ones.
The real ones, yeah.
The real ones know that I used to do this. And they were like, oh, so happy for you, and blah blah. And obviously they know that like, my plan is to go back there. Like, is that gonna be a regular thing when you move back? I'm like, huh?
I feel like it'll be, you're kind of surrounded by it.
Well, yeah.
And both,
and it's not like
Lauren and I, yeah, you're gonna be kind of around. It's like vice versa. Like with Lauren hanging out with us, she's gonna be kind of influenced with the idea with how business and marketing work, and then you vice versa. You're gonna eventually come back in to like. I feel like it's just a matter of time before you're just drawn back into it.
Yeah.
I like a lot of my friends when with early fan biz days, a lot of friends who were just chilling, like hanging out at rehearsals. Mm-hmm. Eventually, were like, I want to do it. Ended up being in fan biz, and that's how it kind of grew in numbers. And that's how they kind of really got into dancing. Yeah. So.
Also, you two are just like somehow good at convincing me to do things anyway.
That's true.
Just like, let's go bouldering. Okay.
Peer pressure.
Basically.
Yeah. What do you call it? Anything else you want to share from the dance stuff or from your trip?
The dance stuff? No, not really. I mean, it's good to be back for like a while. And then I mean, just from the trip overall, like that house, man, I'm still dreaming of that house.
Oh yeah.
Saw on our walk.
Yeah, in the middle of our walk, we saw just an open house, and for shits and giggles, we decided to go check it out. And it's actually one of those houses, like,
that's
maybe
actually worth the price that it is.
Yeah, and maybe I don't want to do this just for shits and giggles. Maybe I actually want to put in this this offer that's clearly above our budget.
The three of us are gonna have to take out loans.
Oh God, yeah. But
yeah, because okay. Because I, it's like when we saw it, I was like, yeah, it's just for shits and giggles, whatever. It's a nice house, blah blah blah. And then I remember on my last day there, like you had a call, and to give you privacy, I went for a walk, and I just wandered around the neighborhood and found myself in front of that house again. So I think I was like, you were on a call, so I was texting Lauren. I was like, oh my God, I'm walking in front of the house again, and we just started talking about what we would do with it.
Who, you and Lauren?
Yeah.
Wow.
If you had any like ideas like with a house and like what we would do, like with each room, if there was like whatever. And I'm like, wow. Oh no, I'm planning things, because I was like talking about the kitchen. I was talking about kitchen.
Yeah. So just so you guys know, like there's this gorgeous house not too far from where I'm at. It looked to me like just as every other house. It just looked, I don't know, 3 bedrooms, whatnot. But then it expanded to so much more.
It's bigger on the inside.
It's bigger on the inside. Three-dimensional Euclidean geometry has been torn up, thrown in the air, and snubbed to death.
Yeah, it just looks tiny. Yeah, it was tiny. It looked tiny from the outside, but stepping in, I'm like, holy shit, there's an upstairs that I didn't see from the front. And yeah, just the amount of thing. I generally have never wanted a house. I like, especially in California, like that. For me, I feel like renting would just be the good way to go in terms of like finances, because there's a whole thing on that. Like, there's a landlord. If there's something happens, I can just hit up the landlord. They can fucking fix it. So if you own a house, you fix fucking everything. So, anyways, like just seeing all the things. I thought it was a 3-bedroom, but then it turns out there's a 4th master bedroom, which is perfect.
A master suite, which takes up the whole floor.
Which is perfect, because especially if all 3 of us are if all of us share one room, perfect. It just perfect for the bed size we need. And the fact that there's so many offices.
Yeah.
Like the 3 of us can have our own office. I can have my own office for editing. You can have your own office for everything marketing as well. And then we essentially do the same thing. So imagine me having to go from having to go from one room to the other. and then Lauren can have her room for sewing and for her cosplays and her clothing company. It just and then we would still have 2 extra bedrooms.
Yeah. VR room, hello.
A VR room, Jordan's room, or a library, and then the one thing I definitely think was sold us was the walk-in closet, because you two both have a lot of clothes, and I'm like, yes, this is perfect. And then I think for me, the back was a nice selling point as well, because my mom's house used to be the place where everyone would just hang out. I would like our place to be the place where people just come kick it at, because as far as I know, in Temper Tantrum, everyone kind of lives in apartments, and it's like and trying to fit like 10, 15 people is probably not going to be the best thing. It's just a matter of trying to fit 10, 20 people in this studio. It's not going to happen.
The 3 of us couldn't even fit.
Crowded with the 3 of us. Yeah. So, but just imagining people hanging out in the back for like a banquet kind of thing, or like filming our content.
Yeah.
Like with not having to rent a space.
Yeah.
We can
already have the space.
Yeah, because there's that living room area, but then there's that downstairs living room area.
The basement, sitting area or whatever. Yeah.
Hopefully, like those of you guys watching on YouTube, hopefully there's B-roll from when I filmed it. So
send them to me.
Yeah. So like there's gonna be it would just be nice to have a place where everyone can come for filming, because throughout all the stuff we've been filming, I'm seeing how much I've spent just for all the venues. And I'm like, and then having to set up the lighting and then the cameras and how much time that takes. It's just like, I could see why, like all these guys have their own places, like Mr. Beast,
Try
Marcus, Try Guys.
We really wanted a space where you could just walk in, hit a light switch, and all of a sudden it was completely ready to film.
Mm-hmm. You can see that we have the cameras, the mics are all permanently set up, so it really is as simple as turning everything on, hit record.
MKBHD, right?
Marcus Brownlee, yeah.
Marcus Brownlee, like he has his own studio just for ease. Yeah. And I'm like, that makes more sense. Like, because again, for me, I was okay with the idea of being mobile, like having no overhead, of just renting the different spots, but having the convenience of our own space, like, just sounds great.
I think it was working before because you weren't doing it as often. You weren't doing these like in-person podcasts and all that stuff as often.
That's true, yeah.
Because you were trying to minimize it because COVID. I mean, it's still COVID, but like it's a little better now.
Yeah.
And obviously, like the in-person content is always gonna be better because of the interaction.
Yeah, it's just the kind of the feeling, and but just also the setup. You saw how much I had to do as a one-person army to set that up. And even then, fuck, dude, the footage was unusable for one of the master shots. So which hurts me because I'm like, fuck, we need a proper producer for this. Yeah. Or so but either way, just having a space.
Because like I was helping a little bit with what little I knew, and then Noelle was helping because she knew stuff, but like there was just a lot of moving parts, and and there was also my laptop like chugging because Camtasia was on.
So I need to figure out something about my laptop. I have a feeling it might be the version of Camtasia that I have that might be causing it to be slow in recording, but because I would like to record stuff on the road, but just the idea of having a space set for these things, or the fact that we have our own space to do these things. I mean, ideally in September we have a good space for us to live at. I mean, for me, I would honestly like to rent a house. I like the idea of a house because we would like the whole noise. We have to be worried about neighbors. I mean, we technically do, but they're not like right below us or right in the next wall.
We're not attached.
And if we have our own garage, we can make that into a gym. We can use that, put some floor, like whatever, for dancing, for practice. Just like, because again, if we're in an apartment, I don't want to be in the second floor because you'll hate me as a neighbor. Because we'll all three of us, we'll be dancing.
For a small person, I have very heavy feet. Yeah,
so you've been looking at some of these apartments. Like, what have you seen that you've liked? I mean, obviously, you can't say the neighborhood.
I can't. Yeah, obviously, like there's places that would cross off the checklist, everything except price. That was the thing. Like, I didn't set a budget when I'm searching for these things because, like, maybe a little bit over that we can still do or whatever is like worth it depending on what's there and depending on what kind it is. So like I found like a bunch of houses for rent, about a bunch of townhouses for rent. And there was a townhouse that was detached, and I actually wrote a note that it was detached because we have a spreadsheet because this is how we do. And it's sortable by city, by neighborhood.
Obviously we're not going to share that, but
just general. It's sortable by city, by neighborhood, sortable by like, by house type, by home type. If it's an apartment, it's a condo, it's a townhouse. If it's well, there's a note if it's attached or not. But I was like, there's a couple that were like a little bit over 3,500 or whatever, like way over 3,500, that are like just way too nice. It was the the price was driven by the area, how new the whole place is, the number of bedrooms and bathrooms. And I was just like, this makes sense for this area. Are you looking at it?
Some of these areas, these are my ideal areas because I'm familiar with it, but the prices are just like, god damn it.
That's why I asked you about like another area. I'm like, well, I found like the cheaper ones are in this area, this one area, you know which one I'm talking about. And then I was like asking you, it's like, is it okay for you to, like, at least, like, because if I'm gonna keep working from home, I don't fucking care.
I mean, same, but the gigs, it's like
yeah, but the gigs, you guys get gigs.
The gigs are
I don't.
the gigs are every other weekend.
Yeah.
But for me, it's the filming, and I'm like,
it's the filming stuff. Yeah.
Honestly, like, we'll see what happens. But
I mean, I'm looking at these I'm looking at these in June. Like,
yeah,
who
we'll
knows
see
what's gonna go on in September?
Yeah.
Who knows what's gonna be available in September?
Yeah, it's pretty. Oh man.
Yeah.
But it is exciting because I've been in the
summer
studio
is
for
prime
the past...
moving season.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people that like decide to move in the summer for mostly a lot of people move for their kids. They move into these towns, cities, or neighborhoods with good schools.
Oh yeah. Oh,
they do
man,
it in the summer so they can get in.
That's definitely something we need to think about as well. I mean, especially that we're thinking about family.
Yeah.
If this is that's the thing too. Schools. Like, yes, you guys are like literally hearing like the like these usual adult conversations. Yeah, like this that. If we're all going to be a family, would this just be like a stepping stone of a place, or is this like a forever home? Like,
I feel like
lay down roots.
I feel like our first place together should just be a place where we can all just cohabitate and like see how we live together.
That's a good point.
And then once you figure that out, then we can move up to, and then when we can get enough money again, we can move up to, the quote unquote forever, or at least, long term.
That's true. Yeah. Cause it's you actually living here, getting your feet settled and back in LA long term. And then second, like it's all of us being in one space, and it's tricky in the studio because it's small, but it would be different if we have all like in a bigger space.
Yeah. With multiple rooms.
Yeah, that is with multiple rooms. Yeah. And then, because that's a great idea. Just to figure and see how that is. Yeah, I don't like. Yeah, there's a lot, and then we're kind of doing early house hunting now. But it's just, to me, it's exciting.
Yeah.
I
mean, it's good to it's not really to get a head start on it, but it's like good to know your wants and needs versus the pricing.
That's a great point.
Yeah,
because I know for sure, like the at least if the biggest thing for me is office space. If we're all going to be working in the same office, we need to have enough for all our machines. Yeah. That, and then enough room for all of us to sleep. The bedroom has to be big.
Yeah.
Because if we're going to be
bed has to hold a bed that'll fit us.
Those are my two like biggest criteria. And I know. What's your criteria? Like,
I mean, okay, I would like to have a nice kitchen, but like I have proven time and time again that I can work in any kitchen.
Yeah.
Because like the kitchen at the old apartment in Burbank was not that good. Kitchen in my old apartment, like here in New Jersey, was not that good. Kitchen here's okay. Like we have space or whatever, but it's still not ideal for me. And then your kitchen's way smaller than any kitchen.
Yeah, I was about to say you made it work here, dude.
But what did you not eat magic?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I know I know where this is. This. Okay.
You're still looking at the list.
Yeah, I'm looking at one of the lists because we actually one of these apartments we actually looked at it, like Steph and I when we were together looked at it way back in 2000, maybe 11.
What was the rent back then? Like 2,100.
Yeah, it was. Like maybe a little less than that.
Yeah.
But it was this one. It's this one. I'm sending you on the chat.
Yeah.
Like it's this one because I remember.
I already know.
I remember seeing that same exact corner pool area, but it was not this good looking.
This one.
It was not this good looking. This was. Yeah. It looked like, why would I swim outside? It looks, I
don't really care about a pool. Like if apartment buildings will have a pool, but
that's not.
I don't give a fuck about a pool. I mean, if there's pool, there's pool. But I think for me, like my main criteria would, like, just to narrow it down to like the bare bones of what I want/need in a home would be like an extra room,
An extra room.
bonus room.
Yeah, for
like,
all.
for just our things, man. Like if we don't get a house or a townhouse with a garage, like
Yeah.
or whatever, like I would like extra room just to have things. And also I think we were talking about like, because my therapist and I talked about it too, because like I brought it up because like I'm like she's like we're planning on doing this, and possibly it's like definitely me and you, possibly maybe all three of us, depend, like just depends. And my therapist was like, I mean, like just from how I am, she was like, if arguments happen, and they will, because that's just how relationships work, disagreements will happen, and that you need space, you need a room to go to.
Yeah.
Like it's not just like my room, it can be like our room, but like not the bedroom.
Yeah.
It's like something to just be alone in, and like have things that I like in there. Just like if you want to smoke weed in there, smoke weed in there if you can, if you're allowed, or whatever. And like just just go there and like be yourself. And like she's like, I know walking away isn't your style, but like sometimes you kind of have to. I was like, you're right.
That's rough. Yeah, that's definitely rough, especially when you want to just handle it right now.
Yeah, she did tell me, she's like, don't walk away when you're not even close to a resolution. Get close to a resolution. If you can't reach a resolution immediately, get close to something, then go be alone. And then resolve it when you're calm.
For me, if I'm triggered,
you just need to go.
I need to leave because I know I can run off the mouth, and I can be very like I just don't want to talk.
Yeah. But yeah, like
Sorry.
yeah. So I think that's like bare bones for me, just an extra room. Like we can literally, it can be just a storage room, but like if it's just us, and then or like the three of us, like that's what I mean, but just us, and then some sort of disagreement happens between me and you, or me and Lauren, or whoever the fuck, and I need to go. I need a room.
Yeah.
Like I can't go outside, because then I'll just wander and get lost.
Or
like
even
a dog.
More so could do it, because that's the thing too that I've been thinking, just having, like, as much as I love both of you being here, it feels nice to have the space to myself.
Yeah.
It feels like my own sanctuary right now, ownership of space, and if we're constantly in a place of like sharing the same space, it doesn't feel like our own. So that's why, like, the idea of having my own office would be an ultimate, would like to have, but like the bonus room would be nice, like where we honestly have our own things to be able to just kind of, it's still our space.
Yeah.
At this current moment, this is just the space.
This is a one person only space.
Yeah. So, and then it would also like double good as, I guess, maybe a guest room if Jordan stays. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. It's that's good.
The separate office spaces, even if it's just me and you, like the separate office spaces plus like an extra bedroom plus our bedroom, it's like that's already like a lot, and that could drive up the price.
Oh yeah.
So like I'm thinking, like, if we try to stay in budget, if it's just me and you, like I'm down to share an office space. Like, because like if it's just me and you, then the expenses are cut into 2, not 3.
Yeah.
So like, we'll have to downsize like with what we want, but like I'm down to share an office space if that means the other room gets to be the bonus room.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, like I'm down to share an office space. I have been thinking, for me, I need to have a special light where I cannot be bothered. Because you guys,
hot set.
Yeah, like both of you have seen where I just don't want to talk, and I get triggered if if any of you guys talk to me while I'm in the middle of like my focus mode, and I just feel like I need to like have a light switch that's like red.
Yeah.
Like I
like
just
a lamp that's just there, and you're like, there it is.
Yeah, like where I just don't want to talk, leave me alone. where I'm just like, yeah, because I could feel like, yeah, that's one of the things for me. And then just having, just having a space for that. As we're talking about this, a huge thing is about obviously like our personal work, and then I think the idea of the bonus room is just, I think, feeling, at least for me, having ownership of self. I think because transitioning, going from like living on separately to and then feeling, in a sense, autonomy for ourselves, and then going into living together. I think for a lot of relationships, like the identity and the individual gets lost into the relationship, and that's something I personally worry about. Like for myself and for you guys, because it's like I love the individuality of everyone. I'd much rather you still be you, and relationship is bonus, instead of the relationship becoming a whole part of the identity. And that's where being moving together, we're definitely going into like welding. Like we can easily be like we're just in our own bubble.
Yeah.
Or it can easily, or like even with learning the new rules or of how we live together, like it's adjusting and compromising how we live on our own.
Yeah.
And so it's there's a lot on my mind about it. So like I'm excited for it because it's a bigger space, especially for with all my equipment. I'm also like the thing is that I'm slightly scared of is like the whole thing like of just like the conflicts that arise when living together. Because I think this is probably coming up from maybe the trauma of like getting the living with Steph, and then the conflicts that arise and feeling like I felt trapped. I had nowhere to go. My home that's supposed to be safe didn't feel safe. So then that's where I'm kind of scared of, like I'm just just afraid that moving in together might potentially hurt the relationship. Know what I mean?
Can I say something as someone that lives with their trauma?
No.
Fine. Fine.
Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, okay, so like I didn't have the best childhood, and I'm still living with the people that caused that. But like, because that's why like I'm really pushing for that bonus room. It's because I'm here in my own room.
Yeah.
Like separate from them. Now that we're in this house, like we were before with the apartment, like I couldn't get fuck away from them. That's why I was out a lot. I was out with my friends a lot. Like I think to the point that my friends became my identity, essentially, because I was just putting a lot of distance, like physically, from that, because I just didn't want to be around it. I felt trapped. I didn't want to be, I just can't. Like for my mental health, I had to. But it got to a point where I kind of lost sight of who I was, and like moving here, as much as I still don't like it here, like at least I have this room. At least I have this quote unquote sanctuary where it's kind of a mess, but there's 3 Nesco posters behind me, and it's all me. There's like posters of shit and like pictures of us over there, like on a different wall, and I'm like, it's just like this place is me. That's why I was pulling for the bonus room. Like I wasn't gonna decorate it to be me, but like to for the hour or 45 minutes that I'm gonna be in that bonus room for whatever reason, that room is mine.
Yeah.
So like I want that for you guys too, because I feel like that could at least alleviate that feeling of being trapped and not feeling safe in your own home. Kind of thing. Like
for me, I feel like I would lock myself into the office.
Yeah, and work.
Because
obviously.
I'd work. But
but what if I have to go in and work?
I know that's the tricky part. Like, should we just have my laptop in there so I can just do some work and set up a server? Yeah,
I wanted to set up a server. I've been wanting to set up a server for us anyway.
Yeah. So, but either way, I like the idea of the bonus room where you can just like get away but not run away, in a sense. Like have, I know that's very first world problems,
or whatever.
Hella first world problems, man.
That's a first world like want. Like some people just want a roof over their head. So do I.
Yeah.
Like, but at this point we're talking about like a scenario that we already have the means to get this place.
Yeah.
So like, I can work with whatever kitchen I can. If the bedroom's big enough, I can handle it. But like,
we do acknowledge that other people have there's much bigger problems than us wanting a fucking bonus. This sounds so fucking bougie.
It is so fucking bougie. Oh, let's get a bonus room.
Yeah, let's get a fucking bonus room and it's all like, and the only reason we're gonna be able
for our mental health.
The only reason that this is gonna even be like that we can even get close to achieve this is because there's potentially three of us that living under one roof, and then that's essentially kind of the MO if you're living in California. Like if you want to live in a house or you're
living with multiple people.
You're living with multiple people until they fucking fix this whole housing shit happening here. But yeah, I think so. Where it's not any different from what's normal here. The difference is it's a polyamorous relationship, and it's just gonna make it easier in terms of finances. So and then there's obviously. Yeah, and ultimately just make it into a place where we just thrive, and there's so many things I haven't that I would love for us. Yeah,
bunch of 30-year-olds just.
Yeah, dude. So, what else is there you want to talk about?
I mean, the kind of like still staying on like the whole house thing, like, because one of my best friends just bought a house, like closed on a house. Days after he turned 30.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so like I've been helping out with like the reno and stuff and like installing stuff because I like doing that stuff. That's why I was if the housing thing in California wasn't so fucking bad and we could afford a house between the two of us or the three of us, fucking let's get a house and I'll just fix it.
Yeah.
Because I can do it.
It's buy a fixer-upper?
Well, not a full-on fixer-upper, but close enough. Not that house. That house, that $1 million house was like way too done. Like, I mean, I could change it.
But I also would have like that was kind of nice. But like we'll see we'll see the other options.
Yeah.
But I think what it did do is it definitely got like the juices flowing of the possibilities of a new space.
Yeah.
But also like we're also trying to mitigate or acknowledge the possible challenges that may come aside from the obvious finances and all that stuff, but the actual challenge of living
cohabitation
together.
Stuff.
Yeah. Because I think a lot of people overlook that, and I think that's something that all three of us are definitely taking into consideration because.
Then also we're kind of still figuring out our dynamic between the three of us.
Yeah. So.
A cule.
Yeah, as a polycule. So it's. Yeah, so there's the more as cool as it sounds on paper to be in a polycule, it's also like the more people there are, the more emotions there are to acknowledge and just to handle. It's different. It's very different.
Yeah.
So like the tools. This is where therapy I think helps out too, like getting actually support because like some of the challenges we've been facing. Like for me, I've been using like my tools that I've learned via like therapy and all that stuff. But the thing is, the tools are useful if I'm handling on a one-on-one, but the tools are tricky trying to multitask it. And it's like, I don't know if I'm doing the right thing, but yeah, we're all growing and it's kind of, I mean, we call whatever bumps we've gone through, it's kind of been like all growing pains in my opinion. But I feel like we're all on the same page in what we want, so which is why the moving in talk is even possible. So speaking of relationships, I think the one that kind of got me, it reminds me of everything with our relationship. There are points where I remember I have pondered about the other choice of like would it be better if I had not done this or versus now? You know, like sometimes comparing like the decisions and that, because that has definitely been inspired from the book Everything Everywhere All at Once.
And the
movie. Like if you guys have not seen it yet, you've been living
it's out on
under a
digital
rock.
now.
You need to go watch it. It is the multiverse movie that Doctor Strange
who?
Unfortunately didn't deliver. Is though visually and everything, Marvel did a great job in terms of like definitely a slightly different direction, but like multiverse was definitely delivered more with the Everything Everywhere movie. Oh, so good, so
all
good.
At once, yeah.
Yeah, there's one point, and we're going into spoiler territory. There was one part in the movie that definitely got me thinking. I think it's probably like stemming from my own fear as well, like with Steph, because there was at one point it was like because Steph had Jordan at the age of 21, and there was a part of me, and sometimes there's like, was this, it's not my fault, but it's like one of those things, like if I had not dated her, if I had not tried to do anything, would she be in a better place? Because we went through a lot with our time together. So like there was just one of those things. And even now, it sometimes comes into that thought. Like I know I'm a better person now, but it's also like, how do I know like being with me? I don't know, but like it leads to a path where everyone thrives and flourishes. It's one of those things. Because in the movie, there's the main character who's currently with her husband is shown the other timeline when she decides to not be with her husband, and she thrives. She's a movie star and everything, but at the end, towards that timeline, they see each other again, they reconnect, and the husband too is also successful in what we don't know, but they have a conversation in an alleyway, just catching up, and the main character, she's aware of everything that's happening in all these other multiverses. So and then she kind of tells him what's happening in the other timeline where they're married, and he simply says, it shows in the movie that like, this is the life that I would have wanted. Like I wish I would have been successful. And then the husband in the successful timeline saying like, you know what, at the end of the day, I would have just liked to do laundry and taxes with you. 尽管离家让我心碎，我想告诉你，如果有来生，我还是会选择和你一起报税、开洗衣店。So it's like one of those things that fucking blew my mind of like, the grass isn't exactly greener. The grass is greener where you water it. Yeah. So the original timeline in the movie, she's married, feeling miserable, but like at the same time, there's this other timeline who would love just that.
Who would have rather had that, yeah.
So that to me just blew my mind.
That actually also got me thinking about, like, what if I had chosen to stay with my ex instead of going to you?
Yeah.
Because like, if I had done that, I'd be living in a house right now.
Yeah.
With a brand new dishwasher, with a brand new fridge, and a brand new washer dryer.
Yeah.
Like I could have been doing that. Like
I date him instead? I'm just kidding. I love you. I mean, just kidding.
He's trying to tolerate you. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, like, like there's that, but like, would I really be happy? Would I really be thriving? I don't like New Jersey. Period. I'm already unhappy just being here. But like, would that make up for it? Or no? Like, because like with you, we're looking for apartments. We're not looking for houses. We're looking for rentals. We're not looking to buy right now.
Yeah.
Like none of us are making like fucking six digits every year. Like steadily.
Yeah.
So like, like I, it's just like try to compare and contrast them. I'm like, do I want this stability, but do I want to be unhappy?
Yeah.
Like, I'm happy with you, but like, we're working on the stability, at least the financial part of it. But like, I'm perfectly fine. I'm happy just being with you. So I'm like, I know I made the right choice, but at the same time, like that had me thinking, I'm like, I could have been rich.
Oh man.
Or I could have married rich or whatever the fuck. And
Yeah.
I'm like, but do I want that? Like, no, like that's why I didn't even choose a career in tech.
Oh yeah.
I could have, but I would have been miserable.
Yeah, it's definitely. Yeah, I've had that thought too. Like when whenever you've talked about him having a place, I'm like, damn. That's where like sometimes a little inkling. I'm like, oh man, I currently can't provide that right now. So like,
but I want you to.
But it's a weird thing. I'm like, like I want to give you that, like, because obviously there's also the connotation of him being your ex. So like, yeah, or even like the conversation of like the whole polyamorous thing. We're all being a polycule, but it's also like we're in this journey together. But what would have been like if it was just
you hadn't done this,
we haven't done this, or if had it been something else, and because
if I walked away,
yeah, just one of those things that I wonder. I'll never really know the alternative, but it's just like. Just that movie got me pondering on those different timelines, because it's like the decision just leads to a completely different life.
I mean, it's not the first film to ever present that like one little decision can change everything or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I watched Doctor Who, so
that's fair. Yeah.
I watched Doctor Who. Butterfly Effect was a really good movie.
Oh wow, yeah, that was great.
Yeah. But yeah, like it's not the first like multiverse or like possibilities or whatever like movie, but I think this one hit really hard because it was an Asian cast.
That too, yeah.
And it was about an Asian American family.
Yeah.
I think that's what hit, because like, and especially with the mother-daughter relationship, it was like the very Chinese mom and the American daughter that was born like in America. So she's American as fuck and she's lesbian.
Yeah.
So like I'm just spoiling everything. Now I don't give a fuck. Stephanie Sue was brilliant. Anyway. Yeah. and like, so I was like sitting there, I was just like, I was like, I think most of my focus was really on the mother-daughter relationship. Because like, I mean, that's kind of the focus of the movie in a sense, but I'm like, I think I started fucking crying when they were like sort of coming to a resolution without like the fucking cheesy shit, like all the dramatic shit. They were just like, all right, let's go, let's do the thing. Like it's very Asian.
Oh, like when they were arguing in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that felt raw, dude.
Yeah, I was just like, oh my god. Oh, and then and I should. So my friends saw the movie while I was still there. Like I think they saw it like a week after you and I saw it, because you and Lauren saw it like before, and then we saw it, and then like my friends saw it, like my friends watched it like a week after we did, and they were texting me. They were like, so when the daughter walked out with the pig on a leash, we looked at each other and then we said Maxie. and I kind of like related, because like I most of the stuff that I kind of relate to kind of leans onto nihilism in a sense. It's a little bit like the whole like nothing matters, but then again, like I don't really believe that nothing matters, because if nothing matters and I don't matter, I fucking matter. And then like and that's the whole thing. It would like, so I think you guys mentioned something about a bagel before we even saw the movie, and I'm what are you talking about? I love bagels, but like what are you talking about? And then the fucking quote that I put on my Instagram, and I was like, feels nice, doesn't it? If nothing matters and all the pain and guilt you feel from making nothing of your life goes away.
Sucked into a bagel.
Yeah.
Because I eat bagels when I'm sad.
She put everything on a bagel.
She put everything on a bagel.
Yeah.
And And my favorite bagels and everything bagel.
God, I'm hungry again.
Bagel?
You're saying, yeah, I'm looking at the photo right now.
My bagel?
Yeah.
But yeah, like, I don't know. I just relate to her a lot. Because I always feel alienated, like at home, but also at the same time, I'm needed for something. It's like I'm only, I only matter when I'm needed. And I'm like, oh, it's me. Because like when I'm not needed, then Max who? Yeah. And like that's why. And then there's also like I think the three of us had like like when we were like just talking, I said something about like this is why I'm always trying to be present in your life, like always trying to do something for you, always buying you something, always making you food, like just always just trying to be useful. Because I was under the impression that like if I'm not useful, nobody cares about me. Like if I don't do anything for you, you'll forget I exist. And it's and that also just got perpetuated because now there's another person in the picture. And it's nothing against Lauren. Lauren, I love you. But like it's just me, like my insecurities and just being perpetuated constantly. And I'm just like, I'm useful, I'm here, hi.
Yeah.
I'm like, it me. But yeah, like I think no, that movie fucking got me.
Yeah, it's definitely like the whole just relatability.
I had to re-glue my eyelash.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, in terms of the mother-daughter thing, I didn't. I
mean, it could be mother-child.
Yeah. That's much. I mean, I guess I didn't really have that as much with my mom because I'm a boy.
You're a boy.
Boys are useful. Yeah, boys are a little bit more lenient and all that shit. So yeah, but for me it's it's definitely the whole timeline thing for me. But yeah, I mean I feel like that my sister can definitely relate to that. I mean you, Lord, and my sister can definitely relate to that with very Asian moms trying to like kind of dictate your life.
Well, mostly like definitely me and your sister because like immigrant parents.
Yeah, that's true. More
Lauren's
like
parents grow up here.
That's true. Lauren's but either way, yeah, like I just parents trying to like the parental kind of the influence. Yeah. And then the disappointment that we experience when we don't receive the love that we're looking from our parents. The parents are just, like the one thing that stuck out to me was when she said like if she likes you, she'll talk about your weight. Instead of saying I love you, she'll talk about your weight. And that argument when she was running away is like you should eat healthy, you're getting fat. Instead of the moment before they argued. Yeah. Oh man. Just
I mean that's a huge trigger for me for very obvious reasons that
Yeah. That just the gap when parents are just not, I guess, because I know I experience it too when they're in their own ego rather than being present to what's needed from the situation for the child. Yeah. Shit, dude. Yeah.
They'd rather do this thing instead of apologize or acknowledge that they made a mistake or that they lacked something.
Yeah.
Like they'd rather give you cut fruit. They'd rather, talk about your weight or, just tell you it's time to eat.
Just make you food.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden start talking to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, just my experience was from my mom was she just give us a cold shoulder. So like for me, whenever I'm ignored, like it was just one of those things like, it was especially bad when I was a teenager with my first girlfriend when she just ignored me. I was like, did I do something wrong? Which made me needy as hell. Yeah. Okay. Anything else you want to talk about this?
I mean, like relationship wise, I guess like that, within like my early days of me like dating people, like I think that's why I used to just fall for the first asshole that was nice to me in the beginning because I
Oh.
don't get that at home.
Oh wow.
Like someone would just do something for me without me asking. I mean, they were doing that to get in my pants, but like I was just like, oh, nice.
Yeah, like a nice guy.
Yeah, I was like, oh, nice person. Someone literally like who was it? Oh yeah, I was like, someone literally offered to carry my food tray.
Oh.
And I was just like, oh, that's sweet. But like turns out they were an asshole. They were just being nice and they didn't get in my pants.
Oh wow.
Like, and the thing is, people have warned me about them. They're like, no, this guy's a douchebag. And I'm like, oh, but he's so nice.
Oh yeah. It was it.
He was nice to me.
Did you find yourself getting easily attracted to people like that?
Kind of. Like, I mean, you know, I find attractive people attractive, but like...
That's, I mean, yeah, fair.
Oh my god. Yeah, like, but you know, like, just I think like early days, like I thought that was something that like boyfriends and girlfriends did, like just do nice things in the beginning and then they start becoming an asshole because then now it's my turn to do the nice things.
Oh wow.
I didn't know anything. Anything I learned about relationships is because I got hurt so much.
God damn. Yeah, that's rough. Yeah, all this relationship trauma. Shit.
Yeah, like, you know, like people, here's the thing, people just assume I'm such a badass. Kind of I am a little bit. Now definitely I am. Definitely now I am. Like I've fully come into my bad bitch era and I'm staying there.
Mhm.
But like not these nails though. They need to grow. But like, because before, like, you know, people were just like, oh, Max is just a badass. Max doesn't get her feelings hurt. Max doesn't feel anything. Max, you know, Max doesn't have emotions. And so like we can like be an asshole and it's fine. But I'm like, no, motherfucker, I'm human. I hate the fact that I'm human, but I'm human and I am hurting.
Yeah.
But like I couldn't show it because I had a reputation.
Oh man, that's rough.
And I think that's why people found it so easy to just do shit like that to me. Because I would appear to just brush it off and move on. Even though I'm literally crying in my room or in the bathroom, throwing up in the bathroom because I didn't feel like I was good enough.
Oh wow.
And yeah, like, God, this movie brings up a lot of trauma for me. Like, yeah, like it's just, I didn't know how to be in a relationship until like I was probably 18 or 19.
Damn, dude.
You know, when I was 18, I told this guy I loved him.
Fucking asshole.
I told this guy I loved him. He was like, bye.
Who's the asshole that ghosted you?
I don't know. His name was like Emeroy, Bernardo or something. You want to get him?
My god.
I know where he lives.
I'm gonna fuck him up. I'm gonna fuck him.
Oh, you watch?
Yeah. Oh my god.
But yeah, that's it. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I'm gonna start crying.
Okay. Is there anything else?
About the movie?
Yeah, or in general?
Sorry, didn't you have a list?
Yeah,
Did we go through it?
House, working remote, the trip.
Oh yeah, working remote.
Oh yeah, how was that? Working remote, and I know your boss has just been like trying to like get you to
dropping like fucking dropping like passive aggressive, not so subtle hints that like, you know, it'd be better if you're in the office. I'm like, to do what?
Oh god.
To do this thing that you don't want to do?
Oh god.
Like, or whatever. And I'm like, I mean, isn't this why you're trying to hire someone that's going to be on site?
Yeah.
Like, leave me alone. And I'm like, and then you're like, oh, maybe there's there's a possibility that we can, you know, maybe you can keep working for us even after you move. And I'm like, I'm gonna hold your ass to that. Because like I would love to eventually quit, but I would also like the financial security, the job security, and like some sort of financial stability in an unstable type of time. Like moving is unstable. Like doesn't matter how much money you have.
Going to a whole ass fucking
moving to the other side of the country.
Yeah.
Is an unstable time. So like I would like some sort of financial stability. I would like to have income coming in. But I'm still gonna do my work. I'm not just gonna be like, yeah, I'm working remote and I'm like off like fucking going to the beach or whatever the fuck. I'll go to the beach at 2 when I'm done. Because when I was there, because when I was talking to my boss about it, they were like, like I know it's like 3 hours like behind over there, so it's okay if you want to start at 9 over there, which is noon over here, or blah blah blah. We can just move the meetings around or whatever. I'm like, no, don't move the meetings around. I will wake up at 6 a.m. and start working. And I have been kind of. And I have been. And like, I think, with enough naps throughout the day, I could still like do things. Like I could still I can still do things. I can do the dance things with you. Like if I take enough naps, which I have been, because like what else am I gonna do? So like I'll just like take a nap and then wake up, eat, then be ready to go, because like all the dance stuff isn't like until like 9 or like after 6, because people work. And yeah, like it's I think that the trip was like kind of like a trial by fire, I guess, for me. Like doing that, like if I were to keep this job for a while at least, like I can wake up at 6 a.m. and do all this work until 2, take a nap, work out, and then if there's a thing after, like at night, then I can do the thing at night. And then rinse, repeat.
Hell exhausted.
Whatever, man. I did it in 3 weeks.
I imagine. Oh man, I was gonna say something, but I forgot. No, just the idea. Like the biggest thing was stability. So I'm glad that there's some sort of financial stability coming in here, because that's like, if we're gonna make the leap of faith here, it would make sense to have that kind of stability and to have that. And
I think that was the big delay for me before, because like I wasn't gonna try to move myself over there without some sort of financial stability, like either a job or like a cushy safety net.
And what do they say on your day back?
Oh, they're like, oh, how was your trip? I was like, short.
Oh.
No, seriously, they're like, how was it? I'm like, very short.
What did she say? What did she, in terms of like trying to hint you to stay, or you was like, was there any like kind of hint of like apprehension about you moving?
I regret telling you that there could be a possibility of you working remote for us even after you move. Is
that what she said?
No, but like she was trying so hard to be happy for me, because like she was like, what did you do like while you were there, blah blah blah, and like what's because like because the September plan obviously came around first, and then June was like, oh I'm doing this, and then I'm extending it by another week.
How did she react to that and then the extension?
Oh, the extension, she kind of freaked out a little bit, but like internally.
Oh, how you saw it on her face?
Yeah.
Did you tell them that you also performed?
No, she'll just find out.
Okay.
Because I told her there was like I made a commitment to something and I can't move it. Which I did.
Okay.
I did. I didn't lie.
Yeah.
I made a commitment. Actually a coin toss made the commitment for me. Just so you know, I was in that piece. Is flip the coin.
Jesus. Yeah. What about the other person?
I haven't actually talked to her yet, but like, and she's just like, okay, happy for you.
Yeah. Damn.
Because like she can function without me.
For me, as long as they do not get in the way of some sort of financial stability, you come in here. Yeah. I'm also like, we should probably have also have a safety net. I know we have enough for a deposit, but this preparations for things.
Yeah. I mean, that's why, you know, like, and there's September. I think that's why I picked September to like give us a little bit more like breathing room, I guess, between like, I don't know. I don't know why I picked September. I picked September because it was your birthday,
was
but
my
also
birthday.
like
Yeah.
it was also long enough to like maybe get some money, but like if I was gonna be there working remote anyway, I don't know why I picked September. It was your birthday that I picked it.
Yes, that's probably why.
I was like September,
Yeah.
time
So,
it for your
'cause-
birthday.
and then we also do have like birthday plans that we want to do.
Mhm.
So just money things.
Yeah.
And then yeah. Anything else?
Oh, and the whole Elon Musk thing. Like
I'm not really
You don't want to
not
talk
really
about
in the
it?
mood to rant about it now. I'm kind of
Okay.
tired.
I mean, we've been saying this before. No.
Yeah,
That's it. That's
kind of I feel like we're beating that horse again.
Dead horse,
about,
yeah.
beating a dead horse, beating a horse, beating off a dog.
I'm cutting this.
I'm beating off a horse.
No, I'm cutting that.
Okay.
Me,
That's it.
cut that.
That's it. So all right, so that's it, everyone. Hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. We are back semi-ish. That was not a sentence, but we hope you guys enjoyed. Do all the things. Follow us on the Gramsters and TikTokers and the great. I'm tired, so and hungry. So hope you guys enjoyed.
Yeah,
We'll see you guys
I
in
need a
the next episode. Bye.
You know, Ellie.
Beep, 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 beep.